Let's talk about something that has been proposed for the college football playoff. Could the Big Ten and the SEC get guaranteed buys in a 14-team playoff? As in, their champions are guaranteed the 1 and 2 seed, are guaranteed the buys. That is part of the most recent model being socialized, is the word they use. Ross Dellinger from Yahoo reported it yesterday. And remember, we had one of our viewers write in for Dear Andy and said, Conspiracy Andy needs to tackle this particular subject. And I said, we might need to have a Conspiracy Andy segment on occasion where I look deeper into the motives of people and go down the rabbit holes. Well, we definitely need to, because Conspiracy Andy was right. Remember last week when the 14-team talk came up? And I said, the only reason they're doing 14 is so the Big Ten and the SEC can protect their championship games by having some stakes so that there can be 2 buys and their champs can get those 2 buys. That's the only reason. Because otherwise you just go to 16. Because that's more games to sell in the college football playoff package, more money for everybody, same number of rounds. That's why they want to do 14. Conspiracy Andy was right. I need a 10-foil hat. We'll put the 10. This is the 10-foil hoodie right here. Conspiracy Andy was correct. Now, this is gross, by the way. Absolutely gross. If the SEC and the Big Ten really want to do this. You don't codify this. I get that they're not going to sue you because you're giving the highest ranked group of 5 champ access. You're giving the ACC and the Big 12 2 automatic bids. So they're going to shut up. You're going to take most of the money if you're the Big Ten and the SEC because you can. But just make it where the top 2 seeds get the buys. You don't have to guarantee that to yourselves. You're going to get that anyway most years. Like, if you're going to do this, then just don't worry about the bridge and go to the Super League. Help the team. Well, you can't help because you get sued, but grease the wheels in some way so the teams that want to get out of the ACC can get out and buy out and get into your leagues and form the Super League and just tell everybody else, sorry, we're doing our own thing. Because this version of it is not going to be that satisfying. At least pretend everybody has a better chance. Don't stack the deck in your favor so obviously. Now, Conspiracy Andy will tweak the tinfoil hat a little bit. It's possible, and we said this with some other stuff too, that this is one of those demands that can be pulled back in exchange for more money in the revenue sharing piece of this negotiation. Where they say, oh, no. We'll take this off the table, but we'll take a higher percentage. That would be the smarter thing to do from a public perception standpoint. Because if you have this weird Frankenstein model that looks like it's stacked completely in favor of the SEC and the Big Ten, look, we already know you guys are probably going to win every year. We already know that. We accept that. You don't have to stack the deck any further in your favor. Now, the revenue sharing piece of it, do whatever you want. Nobody actually cares about that. I mean, the executives care, but the fans don't care. But you do this, and you're telling the fans, we've rigged this thing. It's just stupid. Either have it where everybody has the same chance at everything, or just say, guys, it's been nice knowing you. We're clearly different now. We, the SEC and the Big Ten, are going to do our own thing. We'll have our own football championship. You guys play over here. We're going to play over here. Do that instead. If you're going to do this, like I said last week on No Bad Ideas Friday, if you want to have a 4-round tournament with all of these conferences involved, make it top 16, no automatic bids, no buys, and just play the damn thing. But that's not what they want to do. The Big Ten and the SEC have cash cow conference championship games. They want to keep making money off those. They don't want to have to change. The only way you keep making money off those is you give them some stakes. And the stakes would be a bye, which would be a pretty significant stake because everybody else would have to play an extra game. Now, again, this doesn't solve the problem that finishing number 3 in the Big 12 or the Big 10 or the SEC is going to be better than finishing number 2. But at least the number 2 team, you can say, well, you had a chance to win the bye and you blew it. But it just looks bad. And again, maybe it's a negotiating tactic. Maybe it is, we'll take this away, you give us more money. Maybe that's why it leaks out now ahead of when they have to actually vote on it. But it doesn't look good. Look, if you're going to stack it, we know you're eventually going to control everything. We know you'll eventually be the Super League. If you're going to stack it like this, just go be the Super League now. Spare us the interim portion. It would just be easier. Thank you so much for watching. Just a reminder, subscribe to this channel right here so you never miss an episode of Andy Staples On 3. And oh, by the way, watch all the other great videos on the On3 Sports YouTube channel.